Welcome to the In Tune Guitar Academy. Today's lesson we're going to be talking about learning the B chord. So far, if you've been watching my videos, we've learned the D chord, the C chord, and the G chord. So D, C, and G. And those chords make up chords that are found in the G major chord, and you can also find them in the G major scale, and you can also find them in the C major scale as well. Now we moved on to learning the A, and we learned the E. So far we know A, C, D, E, and last lesson we learned F and G. So the chord that's missing is the B, but we've also learned E minor. E minor can be played with those two fingers. I prefer to play with those two, or you can play, a lot of people use the number 1 and the number 2 fingers, which are on the fifth and the 4th string, 2nd fret, and you just play all strings together. Then the A minor is down here. So we've learned quite a few chords so far. Now we're going to move on to one of the most essential, another essential chord is a B major chord. So this is going to be pretty challenging if you're new to playing guitar, because last one we talked about the F, which we had to cover 2 strings with 1 finger, the 1st and the 2nd string. So that was to make an F and a C note together, and then we played the A on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then we played the 4th string and pressing down on the 3rd fret to make the F. Now to make a B, it's going to be a little bit challenging, because this is going to be your first bar chord, or you can play it a more classical way. So you can play it with your index finger on, so you take your index finger, which is your number 1 finger, place it on the 2nd fret, 5th string, so that makes a B note. That's your root note. And then you have to stretch way over to the 3rd fret, so you have a fret in between, and you place your number 2 finger, which is your middle finger, on that note, which is the 5th of, it's what's called as the 5th, which is the F sharp note, and then we place that finger down on the third string, 3rd fret, which makes the octave, which is B, and then we take our pinky and we squeeze it in here, and we play that on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, and that makes a B note, a B chord, and that note is D sharp. So this is D, so one half step up, or 1 fret up, is a D sharp. So there you have it. You have a B, an F sharp, another B, and a D sharp, and you just play those middle strings together. Now another way of doing it, and the way I learned how to do it originally when I first started playing guitar, is to make a bar chord. So a bar chord, you take your index finger and you cover 5 strings all at once, and that makes an actual chord. I'm not sure what the name of that chord is. I think it's B11, or anyway, you can look it up. It's not a chord that's used very often. So you play all those 5 strings with the index finger starting on the B note, which is a root note. So you're on your 2nd fret, starting on the 5th fret, pressing down, and then you lay your finger all the way down on all those strings, and then you add in your number 3 finger, which is the ring finger, and it goes 1 string down. So you see you start off there, and then this one is 2 frets over, 1 string down, so it's on the 4th fret, and you're on 4, 3, 2, and 1. You press down, and that makes a B chord. And then you can do the same pattern all the way down the fretboard. So that makes a C, D, E, F, and G. So B, C, D, E, where was it? F, and G. So once you learn that basic pattern, you can it's a really handy thing to learn to play that B bar chord. That way you can transpose that all the way down, and it's so B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, and G, all the way down. You can even go further up, but no, not very many people go past the 12th fret using bar chords. So if you remember when I taught you how to play the E major, so we had the E major where we covered open E, and then we put our ring finger on the 2nd fret, 5th string, and then 3rd finger, which is your ring finger, on the 2nd fret, 4th string, and then your index down here on the 3rd string, 1st fret, and you play all the 6 strings together. Now if you move that pattern and just use different fingers, so you move that, you take the number 2 finger, which is your middle finger, place that on 1st fret, 3rd string, and then you take your pinky or your number 4 finger, you place that on the 4th string, 2nd fret, and then you take that finger, which is your number 3 finger or your ring finger, and you place it on 5th string, 2nd fret, which makes a B note, and you play all, so it's the same chord, you just moved your fingers around, so the same chord. But what the advantage of learning how to play that is then we can start playing other bar chords. So remember how I showed you the F is played this way? Well, the F is also played this way, which is the bar chord version. And then G, you can play G open strings or G bar chord, and it's the same pattern. You take your index finger and you lay it all the way across all 6 strings, and then you add in that the E major shape like this. So you'd have your ring finger on the 5th string, 5th fret, and then your pinky, which is your number 4, on the 4th string, 5th fret, and then the middle finger, which is your number 2 finger, that would be on the 4th fret, 3rd string, and you play all 4 strings together. And if you just move that shape down 2 frets or a full step, then it becomes an A major, and then you move that 2 more frets down, it becomes a B major. So we've learned how to play B up here, and then you can also play B like that, and then C and D. So by learning bar chords, you can do so many different things. So B, C, D. So you can go from D, C, and G. And D, C, and G. And D, and C, and G. And then that gets kind of boring, so you want to change that up a bit. And then you can go. And then B minor. So remember, I also showed you how to play the A minor chord, which was that pattern, which is index finger on the C note, first fret, second string, and then we take the 3rd finger, which goes on the A note, which is 2nd fret, 3rd string, and then you take your middle finger. Sorry, I didn't mean to raise that up like that. You take your number 2 finger and place that on the. That's an E note. So you place the E, A, and C, and then you play the open E, and that makes an A minor. So that was one of my previous lessons. We learned how to play the A minor. And again, if you change your fingers around and use, instead of 1, 2, 3, you take your number 2 finger and place it on the C note, which is the 1st fret, 2nd string, and then you take your pinky, number 4 finger, place it on the A note, which is 2nd fret, 3rd string, and then you place your number 3 finger, which is your ring finger, and you place that on the E note, make the 2nd fret, 4th string, and you start from the A string, that still makes an A minor, but if you move it down like this and you bar, so remember we had bar to make the B major, but if you take that shape and do it like this, that becomes a B minor. See how nice that sounds? It's a great sounding chord. And there's a very famous song from the early 70s by a band, one of the greatest bands in the 70s, called Styx. It's spelled S-T-Y-X. It's from Greek mythology. That's where they got that name from. And they wrote a song called Sweet Madam Blue, and it's all written around the B minor chord. So look up Sweet Madam Blue, and it's spelled S-U-I-T-E, like suite in a hotel, or a musical suite. Madam Blue. It's a song that's about 7 or 8 minutes long, but it's a really, really good song. Famous song written almost 50 years ago, and it's still played on the radio today. It's that good. So that B minor, so we can go from B major to B minor, and then remember how I was doing B, C, and G? Well, if you know how to play your minors, then you can go B minor, A minor, and G. So you just switch it up a bit. And you switch it up a bit, so you're not playing all of the same chords all the time. And then you go to B minor and A. So that's the most important thing, is to learn your chord vocabulary, and to learn as many chords as you can, and learn how the kind of the basics behind those chords, why they're made the way they are. And that allows you to write your own music, to learn songs quickly. The more chords you know, the more songs you'll be able to play and learn. So it's just a very fun way to meet people, and just it's a great pastime. I've played guitar for many years and just love doing it. So that's why I try to pass my information on to you, the viewer, so you can learn as well. It's just a great skill to learn. Whether you make it big or not, doesn't really matter. It's just something that's really fun to learn. So again, thank you for joining me at the In Tune Guitar Academy, and we'll see you next time.